If you're going to take a statin drug, my forewarning to you is you better be taking ubiquinol, because about 70 to 75% of the ubiquinol that your liver makes is neutralized by statin drugs. So. Women's Health Initiative, again, Harvard University, 28,000 healthy postmenopausal women had the highest CRP levels, had the 5 times risk of cardiovascular diseases and 4 times risk of stroke and heart attack. And according to this study, CRP is the best predictor, not cholesterol. CRP, the best predictor among 12 risk factors. 25% of Americans have low cholesterol with elevated CRP. So, how many people look at CRP? I can't tell you how many people I've asked who are on statin drug, you hear of CRP? Never heard of it. Never heard of CRP. And this is a big one. This could be a whole talk. In fact, I did a whole talk on digestion at Acres a couple of years ago, because when we deal with livestock, the mirror of the health of that animal is its manure. So I've become a mineralogist. You know? Look at cow pies. Really, you know, I mean, when you work with ruminant animals, you really can tell a lot about the health of that ruminant animal by looking at that pie. You know, does it have a dimple in it? You know, I mean, it has to have a dimple. You know, you can't have it too loose. You know. And you take that pie, you put it through a a screen, you know, the kind, your kitchen screen for colanders, you know, this is a separate designated screen. You put another screen in it and you blast it with high pressure hose and you see what's left and you look at that and see, is there grain in there, is there materials in there that should have been solubilized by the digestive process, the fermentation process of that animal. And right then and there, pH. What is the pH of that pie? pH of the urine. So you look at these things, and it's like right there and there. You say, yeah, you know, something's wrong with the digestion. Something's wrong with the acid-alkaline balance, because all of these systems, digestive systems, are ecosystems. So the rumen, you know, a ruminant has 4 digestive organs: the rumen and the abomasum, and the, you know, it has the entire intestinal tract, the colon, and all that we do, but it has 4 stomachs, basically. So all of those systems are digestive. Like horses have a cecum, so they're hind fermenters. And we're more like horses than we are cows, because we ferment in the large intestine. You want to ferment in the large intestine because you want to create what's known as volatile fatty acids. These are things like propionic acid and butyric acid and acetic acid, which is another word for vinegar. These volatile fatty acids are a byproduct of fermentation, which are really healthy for the gut because they feed the microflora. That's what these organisms live off of, these fermentation volatiles. And so you want to have a good, healthy fermentation if you're a monogastric animal like a human or a pig in the hindgut, and if you're a ruminant, it's up in the foregut. And so you create these wonderful byproducts of fermentation, which in effect suppress the growth of pathogens, and also disallow the growth of those pathogens to damage the lining of the gut. And if you damage the lining of the gut, then you get what's known as leaky gut, which means then things go from where they are supposed to be to where they're not supposed to be, undigested, from the lumen inside into the bloodstream.
Every textbook, every neurology book, every pediatric book, every internal medicine book. Stanford runs the Center for the Ketogenic Diet. Johns Hopkins runs the Center for the Ketogenic Diet. And what this is if you take somebody who has seizures, epilepsy, and they fail with drugs and surgery, and you could say, why don't they do it first? And the answer is because they don't. So they have to fail drugs and surgery. You put them on this diet called a ketogenic diet. 6 days later, it says in the textbooks, the seizures will stop and the person's brain looks like it's somebody in deep meditation. Then they keep them on this ketogenic diet for about 18 months, and then you can stop the diet and the seizures never come back. The person is cured of epilepsy, seizure disorder, in about 40 to 60% of the cases, which is really high considering they're only treating the people who are the worst of the worst. So what is a ketogenic diet? A ketogenic diet And how does that have to do with indigenous people and the taking back of Hawaii for the native Hawaiians? That's the question. You can talk about that question. You've got this thing lit. So a ketogenic diet comes out of the theory, it's not a theory really, it's sort of a theory, that there's two sources of fuel for the brain. One is glucose, sugar, which is the normal fuel, and the second is our ketone bodies, which are fat breakdown products, which the brain will use as a backup source of fuel when you starve it of sugar. For some reason which nobody understands, when you force a person with seizures you force their brain to use ketones as fuel, the brain waves stop being epileptic and start being deep meditation in about 6 days. And again, you keep them on that for 18 months and they never have epilepsy again, 40 to 60% of the cases. So that's interesting.